Right. First and foremost, want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakudash. Want to give double honors to the Apostle of James 7:12. And a peace, blessed salutations to the hopeful elect out there. And this is Shakwaka from GMS, Virginia. And every once in a while, I turn on that TV. I be in different places, and I stumble across Fox, or I stumble across CNN. And I stumble across what how you say, I navigate through the controller and see what's on TV and the bullshit that they're pushing. And before I was going to sleep, I was at how you say, a getaway, and little vacation, and I stumbled across this nigga right here, Leo Terrell, and I don't know if this is recent. Matter of fact, it might be recent. Leo Terrell, Americans are being told the truth, and damn if Esau doesn't pick the right niggas, and you could buy a nigga cheap, boy. The stuff I was hearing this nigga say, like I said, this might be the video right here I was watching last night, and I stumbled across last night. America's not being told the truth. Now this nigga right here, I'm trying not to get the copyright. Esau has his way, but what this nigga was saying pretty much was his concern, his focus, his heart, his sorrow is for basically the ones that truly fit Revelation 2:9 and Revelation 3:9. And when you look at the curses, when you look at Deuteronomy 28, they don't line up with the scripture or prophecy. They're crying out. Their cry, and I'm talking about the people that's in the land of in the Middle East now, that call themselves, the true children of Israel, the true children of the Most High, in which we know him as Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua. And what their outcry is, help, aid, and laws from America. Their sigh and cry is not towards their power. And and it seems, the prophecy doesn't link up, in Isaiah, 14? Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, Revelation, the 7th chapter, Revelation 18, and it talks about what is it, Jeremiah? I want to say the 31st chapter. They don't link up with those prophecies. It shall be peace on the earth, and like the scripture says, nations shall not be warring anymore, and all nations shall beat their shields and swords and the plowers, roughly paraphrasing. And again, this nigga outcry was what's going on with the people of in the land in the Middle East. They're getting picked on, they're getting bullied. But my thing is, as I'm sitting there listening to this nigga, I'm sitting here like, yo, who the fuck ever whoever cared about so-called Negroes here in America? Whoever cared about the so-called Puerto Ricans, the problems in Puerto Rico? Who cares about the Cubans in Cuba? Who's giving a damn about the Haitians? Who's giving a damn about the Dominicans? Who's giving a damn about the Mexicans, the El Salvadorians, the Hondurans, the Guatemalans, the Jamaicans? Who gives a damn about the Venezuelans, the Brazilians? All those people that's in Central America, South America, in the ghettos, in the slums, the favelas, the caseríos. Where's their outcry? What about all the Israelite foreigners that are in the slums, in the ghettos, and in the poor predicaments being taken advantage of day to day? The little kids. What about our little kids? It never was an outcry towards our people. We were basically told to just shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter. You're a big boy now. Dry your face and continue fucking going to work We're gonna give you some token niggas. We're gonna give you some niggas a little hope. We're gonna let some of you niggas jump through the crack. We're gonna, allow some of you niggas to make it look good, make it seem like you're doing good, as a whole group of people. But all in all, we're being fucked over. When you look at the statistics of so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanic, Native Americans, oh my God, I forgot about the tribe of Gad, so-called Native Americans, their atrocities. When you look at the condition of our people, man, we don't own not a motherfucking thing here in America. Not at all. Not even the cars. Every once in a while, the little things we do have, we sell just so we can we get by. If you don't pay those taxes, you don't pay your registration, your fees. Like now, I gotta pay a fucking parking ticket now. It's bullshit. What has happened to our people, no other nation on earth has happened to. And look at how we're just pretty much wiped underneath the rug. You got certain instances that happen. They pray for Paris, they pray for London, they pray for this, they pray for every goddamn so-called European country. But where's the outcry and the sigh for our people? And I'm gonna go to it's gonna be very short. This is Lamentations 1 in the GNT. It says the sorrows of Jerusalem. So how lonely is another scripture and tells you that I believe in Daniel. Let me see if I can get it. Bear with me one moment. Let me see, Daniel, the second chapter. It's either Daniel 2 or 4. So it says, I think it's 44. Hold on. No, it's not this one. It might be Daniel 4. Bear with me one moment. If this don't come up, Salaki. Oh, Salaki. Damn. Daniel 9 and 12. So it says, Daniel 9 and 12, and he have confirmed with his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us by bringing evil upon us, a great evil. And it's talking about Yahweh Shem Shah. This is prophecy of what was going to happen upon the children of Israel, the true children of Israel. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. So there's no other atrocity. Let me see. I'm going to start at verse 11. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and that oath that is written in the law of Moses, because no other nation that took that oath between Yahweh and us besides Israelites. Nobody else. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him. And I'm going to go back to 12. And he have confirmed with his words, which he spake against us and against our judge that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. So again, when you go into Deuteronomy 28, you read it, not 1 through 15, but through 15 through 68. You can read it, and you be thy own judge. You see if those people that's in the land right now in the Middle East, in Jerusalem, see if those curses fit. and look at them, and then look at ghetto slums, favelas, and caseríos. Now I'm going to back to Lamentations, Salaki. So it says, this is Lamentations 1 in the GNT. How lonely lies Jerusalem, once so full of people. Once honored by the world, she is now like a widow. The noblest of cities have fallen into slavery. That's right. All night long she cries, tears run down her cheeks. People, the people in the place, because again, the people that's called themselves now, that's called themselves the true inhabitants of the land, it just doesn't fit prophecy. And if that was the case, if those were the real people of the land, the world will be in celebration. Like the scripture says, when the wicked rulers the earth mourn, but when the righteous are in authority, the people are rejoicing, and there's nobody rejoicing because every day talk now in America is the end of the world, in poverty and struggling. So it says her allies have betrayed her, and all are all against her now. And that's no matter of fact, of her former friends, not one is left to comfort her. So at one point, all these nations going back to King David that was subdued and made allegiance to us and gave us tribute, going into King Solomon and different other kings of Israel. Now they have betrayed us, and now they glorify their dominance and their power over us. Her allies have betrayed her, and all against her, and all are against her now. Judah, the so-called blacks here in America that came over roughly in the 1500s in the slavery ships from the west coast of Africa, Portugal, and Spain, are helpless slaves. You see that? Helpless, forced away from home. How did we get over here? They live in other lands with no place to call their own. And that's ultimately, man, it's the so-called black man, because yes, you have the Northern Kingdom, Puerto Ricans, like I'm gonna just say Latinos, Hispanics. They have their so-called land of Puerto Rico and Cuba. Cubans can't go back to Cuba. Once they leave, Dominican Republic, Mexico, etc. You get where I'm coming from. Jamaicans. They have some type of land that they can go back to, but ultimately, ultimately the so-called white man owns those lands, and the corruptness and the oppression that they see there, they're witnessing there, is done by the so-called white man. But the so-called black man here in America, you can't go nowhere. You were born here, you were brought here. Your land is not Africa. Those Hamites don't claim you, and there's no sure foot you have out here. No military out here. When the so-called white man done falsely accused you and want to make war with you, there's no military force base of our own that we can run to. So the so-called black man can't sit and say, yo, yeah, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm going this place. You can't say you're going to New York, because, hey, Esau run New York. You can't say I'm going to Florida, Texas, Cali, etc. Because you don't belong there. You can't go to Africa because your language is not African, So it says they live in other lands with no place to call their own, surrounded by enemies with no way to escape. No one comes to the temple now to worship on holy days. Exactly. Because when you ask so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanic, Native Americans about the whole high holy days, they can't tell you. But they can tell you everything about America and American holidays. It says the young woman who sang there suffer, and the priest can only groan. The city gates stand empty, and Zion is in agony. Her enemies succeeded. They hold her in their power. You see that? The Lord has made her suffer for all her many sins. So, but my thing is this. So is the people that's in the land now, that's calling themselves the true inhabitants of that land, is your power making you suffer now, or what's going on with y'all? You got you got some explaining to do. So it says her children have been captured. No, Salaki. The Lord has made her suffer for all her many sins. Her children have been captured and taken away. The splendor of Jerusalem is a thing of the past. So, at one point, Jerusalem was a beautiful place. Just like, was it Queen Sheba? She came to King the glory. See the glory of King Solomon, So it says, her leaders are like deer that are weak from hunger. You see that? So they can't run. And look, it goes back to that nigga Leo Terrell. Everybody that's been put upon, a leadership role towards our people, man, they all token niggas. They all paid off. They all have an agenda. And it goes from all rappers, your pastors, etc., whose strength is almost gone as they flee from the hunters. So again, they act like they have a bark and a bite, but them niggas ain't got no teeth. So it says, a lonely ruin now, Jerusalem recalls her ancient splendor. When she fell to the enemy, there was no one to help her. Her conquerors laughed at her downfall. Her honor is gone. She is naked and held in contempt. Because again, we have no military. Anybody can say and do whatever they want to us as a nation, and nothing, yes, the Lord is going to remember Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah. Ultimately, when Yahweh Shah comes back to redeem us, all the agony, the catastrophe, and the pain and the sorrow, he's going to unleash that pain and inflict all that, the vengeance is going to, like the scripture said, vengeance belongs to the Lord. So it says, her honor is gone. She is naked and held in contempt. She groans and hides her face in shame. Jerusalem made herself filthy with terrible sin. Yep. Because ultimately, you got to understand the reason why the Lord brought us over here is because we broke every law, statute, commandments in the Bible. Her uncleanness was easily seen, but she showed no concern for her fate. Yep. Her downfall was terrible. No one can comfort her. Ultimately, because Yahweh did it. So, we became so much of a heathen and so, so rebellious and stubborn that we didn't even want to learn or take heed or, listen to Yahweh, that he allowed us to actually be like the heathen and be blended in, mixed in, confused, broken, hurt, our mind being messed up. Her enemies have won, and she cries to the Lord for mercy. So the true worshipers are crying out to the Lord, not for a fucking law to be established. So it says, the enemies robbed her of all her treasures. Yep. Every nation on the earth has benefited from the downfall of the true children of Israel, the 12 tribes. She saw them enter to the temple itself, where the Lord had forbidden Gentiles to go. The ultimate blasphemy now is those people that call themselves the true inhabitants. They are in the land now. Her people groan as they look for something to eat. They exchange their treasures for food to keep themselves alive. Look at me, Lord, the city cries. See me in my misery. Look at me, she cries to everyone who passes by. No one has ever had pain like mine, pain that the Lord brought on me in the time of his anger. So this is, yes, it's, it's talking about Jerusalem, the place, and the people, it'd be twofold. Because, we sigh and cry. Jerusalem is a people, ultimately it's the people before the true inhabitants get put back in the land, which is, the one that's in captivity right now. So it says, he sent fire from above, a fire that burnt inside me. He set a trap for me and brought me to the ground. Went to being gods until normal men, like the scripture says. Then he abandoned me and left me in constant pain. He took note of all my sins and tied them all together. He hung them around my neck, and I grew weak beneath the weight. The Lord gave me to my foes, and I was helpless against them. See that? But the people that's in the land now that call themselves the true inhabitants, they have America to back them. They have defense. They have a whole military system, and they get funded and aided every fucking year. So it doesn't make sense. But here it is, so-called black people cry. We want just a little bit. We can't get no reparations. We can't get nothing. We didn't get our 40 acres and a mule. So-called Latino Hispanics, they have to leave their country and come here. slave for 16 hours just to get a piece of fucking bread. So it's just it says the Lord laughed at all my strongest soldiers. He sent an army to destroy my young men. He crushed my people like grapes in a winepress. That is why my eyes are overflowing with tears. No one can comfort me. No one can give me courage. The enemy has conquered me. My people have nothing left. I stretch out my hands, but no one will help me. The Lord has called enemies against me from every side. They treat me like some filthy thing. But the Lord is just, for I have disobeyed him. And that's how the other nations treat us. Like the so-called blacks, Latino, Hispanic are filthy people. Don't nobody give a damn about us. My young men and women have been taken away captive. I called to my allies, but they refused to help me. The priests and the leaders died in the city streets, looking for food to keep themselves alive. Look, O Lord, at my agony, at the anguish of my soul. My heart is broken and sorrow for my sins. There is murder in the streets, even indoors there is death. Yeah, because those curses. Black on black crime, Latino crime, Hispanic crime. The heart is broken in sorrow for my sins. There is murder in the streets, listen to my groans. There is no one to comfort me. My enemies are glad that you brought disaster on me. Bring the day you promised. Make my enemies suffer as I do. Because it's going to be a vengeance and a payback when we be established through Yahweh Shah. Condemn them for all their wickedness. Punish them as you punished me for my sins. I groan in misery and I am sick at the heart. So ultimately, the Lord is going to redeem us and really show the world that He really truly loved us, and it was only for due to the oath that we made and we promised and swore between the heavens and the earth that He brought this agony and pain upon us, and we're ultimately learning that a true lesson of what evil and wickedness really looks like right now. The Lord's will was edified. Shalom.